Hi, welcome to Worldwide News. Today, Brooklyn Gosnell will be covering money, Taylor Hamrick will be covering the holidays, and I myself, Harry Wilmot, will be covering sports and gambling. Shall we?
Now to holiday news. Recently, the number of shoppers on Black Friday has been decreasing. Over the past year itself, fewer people have gone Black Friday shopping. About 5.1 million fewer people went shopping last year, which was a 7% decrease. This was reported by the National Retail Federation, which tracks the customer visits and sales of stores. They get their numbers from surveying about 4,600 Americans. Large retail companies have been offering doorbuster deals earlier. Many of them started to open their stores on Thanksgiving Day at around 6 to 8 p.m. Opening earlier in their week has lessened the amount of early morning shoppers, but not everyone is lured in on Thursday. The slightly lower prices aren't enough for everyone to ditch Thanksgiving dinners with their families. The National Retail Federation also found that 1.8 million fewer people went shopping last year on Thanksgiving Day itself. Retailers such as Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Home Depot, and Lowe's have been seeing a decrease in customer shopping. These retailers are also expecting a decrease in shopping this year. Data from retailers actually found a 27% increase in Thanksgiving traffic. Even though there was a 27% increase in traffic, about 7% fewer people went shopping from Thanksgiving Day through Sunday. According to a survey, 45% of shoppers said that they plan to spend less on Black Friday this year than they did last year. Another 24% said they would spend about the same amount, while only 18% said they would spend more. The remaining 13% didn't participate in Black Friday shopping at all last year and said they wouldn't do so this year either. Discovering the alternative to standing outside on Black Friday, waiting in line for a store to open, more people have been shopping online on Cyber Monday. Online retailers are also moving away from one-day sales. Instead, they are offering deals and discounts all week long. This means that customers will be spending money online all week and not just on Cyber Monday. Americans spent about 14% more online on Thanksgiving than last year. As retailers start spreading their deals throughout the month, Cyber Monday sales are also expected to decrease. Overall, people have been spending less money over Thanksgiving weekend and becoming less concentrated on Black Friday deals. The decrease in Black Friday shopping is related to economics through association of causation, rational self-interest, price elasticity, fallacy of composition, and total revenue. Whether or not people go shopping on Black Friday depends on their rational self-interest, which means that people would choose the option that gives them the greatest satisfaction at that time. Even when the same options are available for everyone, different people will choose different options. Some people will choose to go shopping on Thanksgiving Day, some people will choose to go shopping on Black Friday, some people will choose to wait until Cyber Monday, and some people will choose not to go shopping at all. Some people might prefer to spend Thanksgiving weekend with their families rather than shopping. An association of causation can be made. Association of causation is assuming that when two events occur together, one causes the other. For example, it can be assumed that because there was a 27% increase in traffic, more people are traveling to be with their families on Thanksgiving instead of Black Friday shopping. A fallacy of composition can also be made. A fallacy of composition is assuming that what applies in the case of one applies in the case of many. For example, if one person realizes that Thanksgiving should be spent with family and not shopping, everyone will realize this and will want to spend time with their families on Thanksgiving. The amount of money spent on Black Friday depends on price elasticity. Price elasticity is a measure of the magnitude by which consumers alter the quantity of some product that they purchase in response to a change in the price of that product. The more price elastic demand is, the more responsive consumers are to a price change. The less price elastic demand is, the less responsive consumers are to a price change. Determinants for price elasticity include the amount of substitutes there are, how well a substitute can replace the good, the importance of the product in the consumer's total budget, and the time period. Black Friday shopping is becoming less price elastic. People are starting to be less responsive to the sales. People have found substitutes for Black Friday shopping. One of these substitutes include shopping online on Cyber Monday. Shopping online on Cyber Monday can easily replace Black Friday shopping because shoppers don't have to worry about waiting in line for hours at a store for the deals. They also don't have to miss out on Thanksgiving with their families, and they don't have to miss out on Black Friday deals. Some people might not go shopping on Black Friday because it's not important in their budget. They might be able to afford to go shopping at a different time. They might not be willing to spend it. The time period would also cause less people to go Black Friday shopping. Black Friday shopping has recently been starting on Thanksgiving Day. More people have realized that spending time with their families should be more important than going shopping. More people have decided that waiting in line is not worth it and that they can go shopping at a different time. Retail companies are experiencing decreases in total revenue. Total revenue is the total income of a company and can be calculated by multiplying the quantity of goods sold by the price of the goods. Less people are spending money on Black Friday, and because of this, the number of goods a company sells decreases. The price also decreases because of the sales. This causes a decrease in the company's total revenue. A decrease in total revenue means that the company is making less money. Overall, shopping has decreased throughout the entire Thanksgiving weekend. People are spending less money, which has been affecting both online and in-store retail companies. This can be explained through association of causation, rational self-interest, price elasticity, fallacy of composition, and total revenue. Well, that's all for today's holiday news. Now over to Brooklyn with your update about information on money.
Thank you, Taylor, with that more local holiday news. We work, we sweat, put $15 on our check, chanted protesters nationwide on strike Tuesday, November 10th, 2015, while detesting the current minimum wage. Primarily fast food workers, yet including some other minimum wage workers, organized for what is said to be the biggest strike for a new $15 wage. With the current minimum wage, which federally is $7.25 an hour, many workers seek out other forms of state aid and help from their government to avoid extreme scarcity. Scarcity, or rather, the shortage that exists when less of something is available than it is wanted at zero price, can be seen thoroughly through these minimum wage workers, either through goods or services. These goods or services can easily be things such as childcare, or even groceries, like fresh fruits and vegetables. Some of these protesters have talked about how often they need to rely on substitutes to replace healthier foods, and aim more towards frozen or canned foods. Economic goods, including both goods and services, are things that are paid for to receive, but these are often gone without, when minimum wage is under $15. For all economic resource, there is necessary resource payments. These payments cannot be met with the federal minimum wage. For every economic resource, the corresponding resource payment matches up. For land, there is rent that needs to be paid. For many, especially single mothers like Sophia Cotton, often needs to rely on state aids. More on Cotton later, though. But going back to resources and their corresponding payments, one can look at labor and the synced unnecessary wages that are needed to be paid out. Workers push themselves every day for these wages that are not being made to standard. Working hours on end and trying to maintain a healthy social or financial situation is physically not possible. One who works a 12 or 13-hour day and without taxes brings in only $87, which one cannot manage to live off of when bills are piling up, the fridge is empty, and child services and other necessities for a healthy upbringing are needed. Many workers need to focus on rational self-interest, which is a concept that many work with every day. Rational self-interest, or rather the means by which people choose the options that give them the greatest amount of satisfaction, is seen with different people spending their money differently, giving them the best amount of satisfaction. For some, this means purchasing things such as food, but for some this might be rationalizing and purchasing things such as entertainment. Sacrifices are made in order to obtain the greatest amount of happiness, even if people are given the same options. Many make different decisions, as stated previously. Furthermore, demand, being the amount of product that people are willing and able to purchase at each possible price during a period of time, everything else held constant, is quite low in circumstances that workers are not bringing in enough money. The demand being low is directly linked to the part of workers not being able to purchase items at possible prices. Many of these workers make sacrifices, as earlier stated. The demand for high quality, more expensive foods, like, say, fresh fruits or vegetables, is low, whereas on the contrary, the substitutes of frozen fruits and vegetables is a lot higher. Back to one particular situation with a McDonald's worker named Sophia Cotton, who works for $7.50 an hour and hardly survives as a single mother in Philadelphia. Working at McDonald's, she brings in about 20 hours a week, hardly scraping by with $240 a week. Child care for someone without state or city aid would alone be $600 a month, way more than her $480 that she brings in a month. Even though her copay is $10 a week or $40 a month for child care, she can still hardly afford to manage that with groceries, rent, power, water, garbage, and other utility bills. To put things into perspective on how unlivable the current minimum wage is, rational self-interest and substitutes can be examined once more with this particular case. Khan explains how medical bills are to be kept to a minimal, with herself hardly ever going to the doctor. She explains how her money needs to simply just be put towards other things, such as groceries for her son, rather than her own health and well-being. Choosing to put groceries on her son's hunger first brings Cotton the most satisfaction, which is an easy example of rational self-interest put into simpler terms. Substitutes in Cotton's life can be examined once again with grocery substitutes, but further they can be examined with another example of her cell phone bill being paid, rather than choosing to pay for television or a computer or any sort of internet bill. The cell phone can cover these things, as she has stated. The cell phone bill, though, covers $100 a month, almost 1/4 of her total paycheck. This is every month, though, pushed back with a 2-week extension, never paying the bill on time. Economically, looking into the market is always an objective, to find the highest quality with the lowest price. The highest quality is often hard to find when one is trying to find the lowest price. For example, a smartphone would be the highest quality for doing all the things that Cotton needs it for, such as looking at her job schedule or giving her son entertainment. Yet it is not at the lowest price. Yet, Cotton herself needs a higher priced phone to meet all of her needs, rationalizing her interest. Her demand for a smartphone is high, even if the price is also high. Demand can be broken down into 5 categories: income, tastes, prices of related goods and services, expectation, and number of buyers. Meeting all of these is impossible, thus meaning one must once again make sacrifices to satisfy themselves the greatest amount. Overall, the minimum wage strike can easily be broken down, especially when you look at specific cases and examples of people that are single mothers or large families living in cities or even tinier towns, which they cannot live off of healthily and happily. But now let's take some time to review. Workers from many corporations, such as McDonald's or Burger King, went on strike Tuesday, November 10th, to demand a higher, more livable minimum wage. Many of these workers have to rationalize their interests in order to give themselves the highest amount of satisfaction, while also trying to avoid scarcity or going without a shortage. That includes food or electricity. Substitutes are used on a daily basis. whether one is exchanging their fresh carrots for frozen ones, or one is exchanging their television bill for a cell phone bill. Economic goods, such as goods and services, are either gone without or drastically cut down. Cotton has demonstrated and shown how $7.50 an hour is unacceptable to live on, further exemplifying the drastic need for a higher federal minimum wage. Now to Harry with sports, after a brief interruption. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Grandma is back again, and this time warmer than ever. Cozy, colorful quilts can easily fill up your home when you order from Grandma's. Hand-sewn and layered, these thick quilts can be a guarantee for any movie night, bonfire, or even cozy late nights in with your pets. Made from the softest material, there is a 100% guarantee of content naps or your money back. But Grandma brings double the offer, though. Order now online and you can get 2 quilts for the price of 1. That's right, 1 cozy quilt for yourself and 1 for your mom, brother, neighbor, or even your dog. That's right. Everyone deserves to cuddle up under Grandma's hard work and get a good night's rest, no matter the age. Order online now for only $26.
Hello everyone, we are back with sports. Today we have an interview with future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady. But before that, let me take you through last week's NFL scores. Starting off, Washington lost to undefeated Carolina 44-16. Cam Newton is sure looking like he's going to be the MVP of the NFC if he keeps that up. Brock Osweiler coming to Chicago, defeating the Chicago Bears in a critical game for them. They had a chance to get to 500, could not execute. Brock Osweiler got the win on his first career start. And then Green Bay came to Minnesota to overtake the NFC North division lead with a 30-13 win in Minnesota. Now, let's take you down to the interview and listen to what Tom Brady had to say of his upcoming matchup against the Denver Broncos. Hi, I'm here with the fabulous Tom Brady. Thank you. Now, Tom, you're the idol of a lot of young kids out there in America. What was your favorite subject in school when you were a kid? Well, my favorite subject in PE, it'd probably have to be econ. I really like studying econ because it's just a great class. You know, it really helped me be where I am today as a quarterback, because sometimes you look into football, it's economics, you know. You have the study of how individuals and societies use limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. It's been a long time. And yeah, it's just probably one of my favorite subjects. Sure didn't like math. Now, Tom, in a past matchup against the Buffalo Bills, your tight end Rob Gronkowski was criticized for not handing a football to a kid in the stands when he scored a touchdown. What is your thought on this? Well, with footballs is we obviously have a good grounds crew. The NFL supplies us with many balls, but our footballs are still scarce, and we don't like to give them to our fans. I couldn't help but notice you used the word scarcity. What does exactly scarcity mean? Scarcity? Scarcity is a shortage that exists when less of something is available than is wanted at zero price. Any item that has a cost is scarce, including a football. So, now, Tom, I'm sure you've heard this multiple times, but just inform us with this deflated ball situation. Do you still hear about it? What goes on? Yeah, well, with the deflated balls, you can go on with that for all you want. I had nothing to do with it, so I mean, of deflated football, over aired up football, they're all economic goods. You know, the people that filled them up or deflated them, whatever you want to call it, those are the people that are providing us with the service. And we have pretty good field operation people, you know, our field crew, the people that do air up our footballs. Those guys are top notch. They're hard to find a service like that. Now, Tom, you tried calling your footballs an economic good. What else do you have on your team that is an economic good? Well, when you look into our economic goods that we have footballs that we need. We have our helmets. I mean, when you look at it, everything we're wearing is pretty much an economic good. Now, with the NFL, how much do they really spoil you when it comes to, like, say you get to go to the Pro Bowl, say you get to just a normal game on the road? What's the hotel experience like? What's the, like, do you get to choose your roommate? What's it like? When we have a road game, or like just any time we're obviously not staying at our homes, we get to choose wherever we want to stay. And I usually get like the best of the suites because like I've been the longest captain. It's not just because I'm Tom Brady, but every captain and every player that's been there a few times is they get to choose where they want to sleep. It goes by their self-interest. This means which people choose the options that give them the greatest amount of satisfaction. So if I want to stay in the biggest suite, I can have it all to myself. But if I want to just stay in a small room with a friend, I can do that too. Or if I just want to like sleep somewhere else. But usually I bunk with Rob Gronkowski in a smaller suite. ESPN Skip Bayless said earlier this week there should be some kind of law when players in the NFL cheat. They should be suspended for half the season or a full season, depending on what they did. And he said that he thought Tom Brady should have been out the whole season. Now, just what do you think of that statement? That's just normative analysis. I don't really listen to anything Skip Bayless says because everything that comes out of his mouth is something that it's normative analysis. It's something he says that it should be or that would be or could be. I just don't listen to him. Stephen A. Smith added on to what Skip Bayless said, but instead he said, take away the cheating, the Patriots still won the turnover battle, and he said the less turnovers you commit, the better chance you have of winning the game. Yeah, that sounds like positive analysis of what is, because Stephen A. Smith, he names off facts. He doesn't try to create conflict like Skip Bayless does, so I like that. You're going to be playing Brock Osweiler in his first career start at home. What are you looking to do to continue your undefeated streak? Yeah, we're going to try to carry on our record throughout hopefully the rest of the season. I mean, we're not really worried about our record right now. We just want to win the Super Bowl and, get a job done. We want to do a job, fix what we didn't do in 2008. But like I said, we're not that worried about our record. We just want to get another ring, try to go back to back. Well, there you have it. That wraps it up with legendary quarterback Tom Brady. Tom, good luck this Sunday. Thank you. Well, there you have it. It's always amazing to meet Tom Brady, isn't it? Now we're going to go to John Gruden with this week's weekly quote.
I'll tell you what, I'm thankful for Spider 2-Eye Banana. Give me 2 full helpings of that with a side of stuffing. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
We've seen retirement press conferences. We've seen retirement open letters. We've seen retirement tweets. But on Sunday, future Hall of Famer Los Angeles Lakers guard Kobe Bryant gave us the first retirement poem. In a piece posted on the Players Tribune, Bryant wrote a poem titled Dear Basketball, which announces the future Hall of Famer's intention to retire after the 2015-2016 season. The poem he wrote read, "You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream, and I'll always love you for it. But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. The season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding, my mind can't handle the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye." Struggling to work his way back into form after a series of injuries over the past few seasons, Bryant is shooting 31.5% from the field and 19.5% from the three-point range this year. Kobe, who is 37 years old, is averaging 15.7 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game, all numbers that rank the worst in his career. I say it's about time for him to hang up his gym shoes. The Chicago Cubs, who have an ace of Jake Arrieta, who just won the Cy Young Award, and John Lester, who's won the Cy Young Award, just picked up a left-handed reliever by the name of Rex Brothers. The Chicago Cubs are also in a major chase for Jeff Samardzija and Zach Greinke. Man, if they could pick them two up, wow, their odds would even be better than what they are now. The Cubs have the second best odds, 10-1, to win the World Series of next year, only trailing the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have 8-1 odds as of now. Our next hour on the news is gambling. Casinos are establishments where people can participate in various forms of gambling. The casino industry generates high revenues but is regarded as in a negative light in many countries. In the U.S., for example, a quarter of Americans still view casino gambling unfavorable. Nevertheless, global land-based casinos expect a major increase of around $357 billion US from gamblers in 2015. Social casino gamers are also on the rise. The internet casino market was forecasted to grow to $3.4 billion US in 2015 from 2.2 just 2 years earlier. Global casino gaming revenue. The total revenue for global casino gaming is $159 billion. Global revenue of Las Vegas alone is $14,058 billion. Number of casinos in North America, 1,623. Freshly baked muffins are a real treat, but no one ever gets that great tasting treat within a package, till now. With Grandma's chocolate chip muffins, anyone can get that fresh out of the oven taste when they open a sweet box smelling muffins. Individually wrapped and coming in a great colorful box of 4, anyone can easily grab a single serving and get it on the go. Running late but craving your great grandma's muffins? Just grab Grandma's chocolate chip muffins and have the same amount of satisfaction, guaranteed. Not 100% happy with Grandma's baking? Don't worry, she won't force you to keep them. There's always a happiness guarantee policy of your money back. No, not only that, but with the extra love forced into the recipe, they only come in a small price of $2.50 for a box. 12 for $2.50? That's a steal. Wow, those are some outrageous numbers. My wife left me because I am an outrageous gambler. Man, I'd do anything to win her back. Thank you very much for listening to our broadcast today. Hope you're more caught up on the worldwide news, whether it's money, gambling, sports, or holidays. Catch it all here. See you tomorrow.